Hey there, welcome guys. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Here we are playing 1959, and this is a replay I started a while back. We are, I believe it's August 11th, Tuesday, August 11th. It's Milwaukee at Cincinnati. Milwaukee 60-47. Cincinnati Reds are 56-53. Today it's going to be Warren Spahn against Joe Nuxhall. Let's see how it goes. If you want to look at some stats here, the batting average is Hank Aaron. He leads the team with 314. Batting average for the Reds is Frank Robinson, 349. Home runs are Eddie Matthews, 28. Frank Robinson for the Reds, 331. Stolen bases, Bill Bruton at 10, while Vada Pinson has 20 for the Reds. And we got about a couple more months to go. Let's play some ball here. Excuse me. All right, we're using, this is great, a family going to the ball game. I'm imagining this is the son, the granddad, or a friend maybe, and this is the two kids, maybe two friends, because they look pretty close in age. So two friends with their sons going to the ball game. Very cool. Old school stuff. All right, here we are. Here we go. So we're going to input our results. Got a nice crowd here in Cincinnati at Crosley Field. And we are ready to roll. Who's up? Felix Mantilla. Mantilla, what is he batting? He is batting 207, 164 bats. He's played in 55 games. 1 home run, 5 stolen bases. Mantilla. On the mound is Nuxhall, and he climbs it and rubs the ball. Foot on the rubber, looks home, gets the sign, and he is ready. And that's a snake eyes, which will be a ground ball to short. Scooped up by McMillan, and he throws a strike to Frank Robinson at first. We'll go over the lineups in a second. And the lineup for the visiting Braves is Mantilla at second base and Matthews at third base. Right field is Hank Aaron, batting third. Batting cleanup is Adcock. Dal Crandall at catcher, batting fifth. Batting sixth at shortstop is Johnny Logan. Bill Bruton, the center fielder. Pafko, the left fielder, batting eighth. And batting ninth is Warren Spahn for the Reds. It's Temple at second base. Leading off, center fielder Pinson. Batting second. Batting third is Bell, the right fielder. Cleanup is first baseman Robinson. Batting fifth is Frank Thomas. Sixth is third baseman W. Jones. Seventh is, I believe it's Roy McMillan, the shortstop. Eighth is the catcher, Dotterer, and ninth is Joe Nuxhall. So we covered the lineups. Next batter, Eddie Matthews, steps to the box. He's a left-handed hitter, and he will line one to the opposite field. Frank Thomas takes a couple step in, and he's there to pick up the line drive. He snags it out in left center field. So he hit it off the end of the bat. It was a scorcher, a bullet, but it hung up there, and Frank Thomas was able to grab it. Here's Hank Aaron pitch, and that's a 35, which will be bounced up the middle and through for a base hit. So Aaron picks up a single. He's on at first. Here's Joe Adcock. Adcock has got 16 home runs, 252 at bats, batting 302. Why did that happen? That never happens to me. And here's the pitch to Adcock, and that's a 42, and that will be ball 4. So Adcock walks. Puts runners on first and second for Del Crandall. Crandall's having a great season. Crandall has got 21 home runs, 350 at bats, 274 average. Here's the pitch, and that's a 42. That's ball 4, so the bases are now loaded. Free ticket to Crandall. Johnny Logan. Logan in the replays, 283 hitter with 11 home runs and 340 at bats. Joe Nuxhall checks in for the sign, sees something he likes, and he's ready. Here's the pitch, and that's a 53, and the 2 struck him out. And Logan swings and misses at a high fastball to end the inning. So leading off for the Reds is Johnny Temple. Johnny Temple batting .331 with 3 home runs and 9 stolen bases. And pitcher's on the slab, shakes off the sign. Now he has one he likes. Sets his grip with the ball out of sight. And he deals. Johnny Temple. And that's a 26. That's the bouncer through the left side. Past the diving Logan. Played by Pafko. He gets it into the shortstop. So runner on first. Here's Pinson. Pinson's not a good hit and run guy. So we're just going to swing away with Pinson. Bats from the left side. The pitch from Spahn. That's a 33, and that's line base hit. See how far Temple will go here. Temple will hold at second base. So first and second, first 2 base runners are on. Gus Bell is next. Gus Bell, left-handed hitter. Calls time, steps out of the box, takes a couple of practice swings, looks down at the barrel of the bat, steps back in. Spahn is not ready. Looks at Crandall. He's ready to work. He's got a look of determination on his face. Catcher ready to receive, and here goes the pitch. And that's a 12, and that's going to be lined and caught by Adcock. Will it be a double play? That's the question. And yes, a double play. Adcock catches it, steps on the bag, and that's 2 outs. So it's a, oh, we're going to go into detail here. It's a line out to third base, and both 2 runners are out. Unassisted, and that's it. Let me see. How do I do this one? What am I missing here? Out, out. Line out to first base. Oh. See if I can do. Oh, there it is. Okay, so 2 putouts by the first baseman. All right, Frank Robinson steps in the box. He's a right-handed hitter. Frank Robinson, in the replay, he's got 31 home runs with 7 stolen bases, batting .350. So he's definitely somebody to contend with. Warren Spahn better proceed with caution here. So he prepares to come home, focuses in on the target, catcher ready, and he brings it. And that's a 13, and that will be a 1-9 is base on balls, but otherwise it's a drive in the gap. Bruton is after it, and Bruton comes up with it. What a catch by Bill Bruton. Flashing the letter a little bit, and guess who's coming up to bat? Here's Bruton, bats from the left side. Nuxhall gets the sign, and he deals. 64, and that'll be a fly ball, right field, George Bell. Under it. Went away. Pafko's now. Andy Pafko, right-handed hitter. Pafko in the replay is batting .234 with 100 at bats. Here's the pitch from Nuxhall. And that is a 42. And that is a base on balls. Third walk of the day for Nuxhall. So he's struggling a little bit with his control. Out to talk to him is going to be Dotterer. Next up is Warren Spahn. Spahn is not a danger at all to hit, but he's got a little bit of a bat on him. He batted .230, which is pretty darn good at 24 hits and 100 at bats. We're going to let him swing away here. Nuxhall looks over at Pafko. He's ready to pitch. And that's a snake eyes, and that'll be a fly ball, cracked to down the line, opposite field for Spahn. And that's Frank Thomas under it and makes the catch. Back to first goes Pafko. 2 outs now. And it's Felix Mantilla. I don't remember what he did the first at bat. I don't have that here. I wonder if I can bring that up. Animation, game flows, player card result delay, charge book. I'm not sure. Here's Mantilla. And that's a 23. It'll be a strikeout. He gets the call. Spahn gets, Nuxhall gets the call, and Mantilla strikes out. Go to the bottom of the second with Frank Thomas. 9 home runs, 258. Had an off year, Thomas did. He only hit 12 home runs in 1959. Here's the pitch. 64, and that's going to be a bouncer to second base. Mantilla up with it, sidearms it to first for the first out. Here comes Willie Jones. Willie Jones batting .255 with 10 home runs. Jones steps in the box. Warren Spahn. Foot on the rubber, shakes off the sign. He has one he likes. Sets his grip with the ball out of sight. And he deals. And that's a 16, which will be comebacker right back to Spahn. Picks it up over to first. And that is 2 away. Here's McMillan. Roy McMillan, the shortstop. Batting .259. 5 home runs. He's ready. Spahn to the belt. Winds and deals. Excuse me. There's nobody on base, and that's a 66. That's usually a drive. And that's a drive down the line. If it stays fair, it's gone. And that ball is fair ball. Home run. 2-run home run by Roy. Solo home run. Excuse me. I keep on thinking of somebody at first. Solo home run by Roy McMillan. And the Reds take a 1-0 lead. Here's Dotterer. Dutch Dotterer, the catcher. Pitch, and it's a 42, which will be a line drive and caught by Matthews at third. So it's ripped off this hit it on the screws, but right at Matthews, who goes up, comes back down on his tush with the ball visible, a snow cone type of style catch, and we move to the top of the third. Eddie Matthews, he's the heart of the order for the Braves. Eddie Matthews leads off the pitch, and that's a 32, which will be a drive in the gap. And that's going to split the outfielders and roll for the wall. Matthews digging for second. Here's the throw, the tag. He eludes the tag, and he is safe. So Eddie Matthews leads off with a double. Next up is Hank Aaron. Aaron is 1 for 1 today. He singled earlier. And here's the pitch from Nuxhall. And that's going to be a 41. That should be ball 4, and it is. So he approaches Aaron very carefully and walks him. Joe Adcock, now another dangerous hitter, batting .300 with 16 home runs. So Nuxhall, set to pitch, tightens his jaw as he gets the sign. Catcher sets the target, and the pitch comes in, and that is a 54. So that's going to be a potential wild pitch. In this case, it's going to go to the Wilder chart, and the Wilder chart says, "Ooh, it's a potential pickoff by the catcher." Let's see, Dotterer is a arm rating of an A arm rating, so it's going to be a 1 to 4. What did I do with the... Two dice disappeared too. So 1 to 4, and they got him, and he's out at second base. So Dotterer whips it down to second base. The tag by Roy McMillan on Matthews, and they got him picked off. What a great play by Dutch Dotterer, and showing off the cannon a little bit here. So Adcock now with 1 on, 1 out. Here's a pitch. Oh, that's a deep drive way back to right field, and that's in the seats. He parks one out of the ballpark, and that's a 2-run shot. The Braves have taken a 2-1 lead. Adcock, I believe that's his 17th home run of the season. And it's Del Crandall now. Steps in the box. Nuxhall wishes he had that pitch back. All right. So his foot is on the rubber. Shakes off the sign. Now he has one he likes. Sets his grip with the ball out of sight. And he deals. And a 61 will be a strikeout. A swing and a miss by Crandall. And that is out number 2 now. With Johnny Logan coming up. Logan, a right-handed hitter. I wonder if I have the box play-by-play. What did Logan do last time? He struck out in his first at bat. Here's a pitch from Nuxhall. That's a 54. That's going to be a 54 chart check. And that's going to be go to Wilder chart. And there's nobody on base, right? No. And that's going to be a there's going to be a potential E2. Let's roll. Oh, we already rolled a 3. on Dotterer, and his error rating is a 1, so no error. He picks it up, throws out Logan to end the inning. So it's 2-1 Braves. We go to the bottom of the third. Here's Dutch. Here's Nuxhall leads off. Joe Nuxhall, the batter, who's got a good card, batted 250 with a 46 and an 18, and he's got 3 doubles. So he's going to go for. He's going to be up against Bruton's arm, and Bruton's arm is a 2. So 1 and 2, he is out. And here's the throw to second base, and he is safe. Nuxhall with a double. All right, Johnny Temple. Johnny Temple's up with Nuxhall at second base. The pitch from Spahn, and that's a 34, which will be a base hit. And runner on second will hold right now. So first and third with nobody out here. Warren Spahn is struggling a little bit. Warren Spahn has a 3.90 ERA. He's 9 and 8 this season. So he's struggled a little bit. His whip is a little bit higher than it should be at 1.3 versus almost 1.4 versus 1.2. Here's Veda Pinson, the pitch. And that's a 12, which is a 1-13 walk, and that's a base on balls. So that's going to load the bases. We're going to play the infield back, looking for the double play, conceding the run. It's still early here. And it's Gus Bell. I was going to say George Bell. Gus Bell, the left-handed hitter. Gus Bell with 317 average and 15 home runs. So this Reds team has a pretty good darn offense. Spahn checks in with Crandall. Shakes off the sign. Now he sees one he likes. He's ready. And a 14 will be a fly ball center field. And let's see. Fly ball center field and a 4. W or A. Bruton, what kind of arm does he have? He has an A arm, so it will be a sacrifice fly to center. And the game is tied. So Gus Bell sends one to center field. Bruton backs up a couple steps and hauls it in, and throw comes into Logan at second. You got Pinson at first, you got Temple at second, you got 1 out, and here's Frank Robinson, the always dangerous Frank Robinson. Warren Spahn, the port sider, is ready to go. Here's the pitch, and that is trouble. That is trouble. That's a line drive base hit, so Robinson rips one to left. And runner on first will hold at second base. Runner on second will score. And if Pinson's F, he will go to third, so he does not hold. He goes to third, first and third. It's 3-2 now, and here's Frank Thomas. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to bring the infield in this time. Here's the pitch, and that is a 61. Should be a strikeout, and it is. Frank Thomas does an offer, and it goes in there for strike 3. So 2 outs now, and here's Willie Jones. Willie Jones batting 254 with 10 home runs. 2 outs. Runners on first and third. You got Robinson at first. You got Pinson at third. Spahn looks at Pinson. Turns his head to look at Robinson now. And he shakes off the sign, and now he sees one he likes. Sets the grip with the ball out of sight, and he comes home. And that's a 26 against a lefty. That's a base hit, another hit. Oh my goodness. Willie Jones gets a split single. And runner on first will advance if Pafko's arm is a weak arm, and it is not. So he will stop at second. It's a strong arm. So arms in the outfield play a role for sure in the game. McMillan now. Roy McMillan steps in the box. He's a right-handed hitter. McMillan today is, let's look at the box score. Where is he? McMillan today is 1 for 1. Oh, he's the one who hit a home run. He hit his 6th home run earlier in the second inning. So Spahn is getting hammered a little bit here in the 3rd inning. It's getting roughed up, to say the least. Roy McMillan's up now with 2 outs, and Robinson is at second. I guess it's Willie Jones at first. Let me just double check. And here's the pitch from Spahn. and a 63 will end the inning. It's a bouncer to short. Logan flips to Mantilla for a 6-4 force, and we move on. Bill Bruton leads off, top of the fourth, scores 4-2, Reds, 1959. All right, Bill Bruton at the plate, bats from the left side. Bruton today is 0 for 1 in the pitch, and that's a 41. Will be outside. It's a free ticket for Bruton. And he's on at first. Pafko now, who's an excellent hit and run guy, and there goes the runner. And a 7 will be a fly ball, center field. Pinson, back is Bruton. He better hurry, and Pinson's going to throw to first, but it's not in time. So it's a fly ball to center field. And Warren Spahn is up now. Nuxhall with the pitch, and that's a 31. That is bouncer up the middle and through into center field. Let's see how far Bruton goes. He will, if he is he fast? I don't know. He is fast. He will be sent to third base, so it's first and third with only 1 out. First to third with only 1 out now, and it's Mantilla. Felix Mantilla, not a good hit and run guy, so he's going to just swing away with 1 out. Nuxhall prepares to come home, focuses in on the target, catcher's ready, he brings it, and that is a 26, which will be a versus a lefty. That's a base hit. Run comes in 4-3. Let's see how far Spahn will go. Spahn will left field arm. Frank Thomas's arm left field. An average arm, so he will hold at second base. But the score, it's an RBI single for Mantilla. And here comes the big bats. Here come the big bats for the Braves. Matthews and Aaron. So Matthews stands in. You know, he knows how to get on base. Matthews batting .282 with 28 home runs. And here's the pitch. And a 25 will be a ground ball to second base. And a 14 with first and second will be a bouncer to second. Up tempo up with it. Both runners will advance. And here's Hank Aaron with second and third. They're going to walk Aaron. Intentionally walk Aaron. I know nobody wants to see that. To face Joe Adcock. Adcock hit his 17th home run earlier, but they'd rather face him than face Aaron. Here's Nuxhall. Checks the sign. He's ready. The pitch, and that is a 43, which will be a fly ball deep left field. Frank Thomas back to the track, to the wall, looks up and makes the catch. And that retires the side. But the Braves pick up 1, and they trail by 1, 4-3 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Dutch Dotterer leads off against Spahn. We're trying to squeeze Spahn for some innings here. See if he can get back on track. He's really struggled out. 7 hits so far. Here's the pitch from Spahn. And it will be a ground ball to short. Scooped up by Logan. Fires a strike to Adcock for out number 1. Next up is Joe Nuxhall, who doubled earlier in the game. Pitch from Spahn, and it's a 54, and that's going to be let's see what Crandall is. Crandall is a G-rated, so a G frames the pitch. Strike 3 the catcher rating is G as he frames the pitch. Ball 4 the catcher is a B. So he frames the pitch and he picks up a strikeout. Good job by Crandall. 2 outs. And here's the top of the order. Johnny Temple. Warren Spahn checks the sign. He's set. And he deals 35, and that will be a fly ball to right. Shallow right. Back goes Mantilla and Adcock. In comes Aaron, and Aaron calls him off. And then retires the side. We go top of the 5th. The Braves trail by 1. We're going to see Crandall. We're going to see Crandall, Logan, and Bruton in this inning. Crandall so far today is 0 for 1 with a walk. Logan 0 for 2 and Bruton 0 for 1 with a walk as well. Here's a pitch from Nuxhall. And a 62 will be a ground ball right at Nubber in front of the plate. Little squibber, and picked up by Dodderer, who gets a good angle and whips the pitch, the ball over to first baseman Robinson for a 2-3 putout. And here's Johnny Logan. Johnny Logan, a right-handed hitter. Got the bat on his shoulder. He knows how to get on base. He's ready to take his swings. And pitcher sets. Jaw tightens as he gets the sign. Catcher sets his target. The pitch comes in. And that's a 26, and that's going to be a little check swing blooper, and that falls in right over the head of McMillan's outstretched glove. So a single for Johnny Logan with one out here. And here's Bill Bruton, another good hit and run guy, and we're gonna do just that. Try for the hit and run. And there goes the runner, and that just missed being a base hit. Grounded to first base. Nice play by Robinson. Runner will advance. So the tying run is in scoring position now for Andy Pafko. Pafko, not a great hitter, batting .231 with 1 home run and 108 at bats. Pafko in reality batted .218. Here's a pitch from Nuxhall, and that's a 22, which will be a hard hit ball down the line. Jones with a nice backhand. Sets himself, whips it to first, and he gets his man. 5-3 put out. Nice play by Jones. Gets a high glove 5 from McMillan, the shortstop, and now from Temple. That ends the inning. Go to the bottom of the 5th. Veda Pinson leads off. He's a left-handed hitter. Spahn is still in there. Spahn, we're hoping for him to settle down. Gave up 3 big runs in that 3rd inning. He struggled in that 3rd inning. Got beat up a little bit there. Was manhandled, if you will, in that 3rd inning. But it's hopefully, so far, it's not too bad. He's kind of settled down the 4th. Let's see if he can basically control his pitches here in the 5th inning, which is what gave him some trouble. All right. And that actually, I don't think he walked anybody, to be honest with you. I think it was the other pitcher that was walking everybody. It was just Spahn. They were just hitting him. Hit a bunch of. They hit a bunch of. Let's see. Let's look at that 3rd inning. Yeah, it was just hit. It was just basically a double, a single, one walk. That's a tough walk. I don't know how he gave up that walk. I can't remember. Oh, I know. It was off the batter card. Gus Bell. Flied out, sacrifice fly, but then it was a single and 2 singles, so he gave up 4 hits and a walk. They scored 3 big runs, and that's why the Braves are behind right now. Here's Pinson, 25, and that'll be a pop-up. Left side, Matthews calling for it. Logan steps away, 1 away. Here are the big guns for the Reds. Gus Bell is next. Pitch, and that's a 34. That's bounced up the middle, base hit through the infield, and Gus Bell stands at first base. That is the 8th hit allowed by Warren Spahn. Here's Frank Robinson. The pitch to Robinson, and always dangerous, and that's a fly ball deep center field. Bruton backing up, and raises his glove and makes a running catch. So that ball kept carrying off the bat of Frank Robinson. Boy, he's strong. And it's Frank Thomas now. Thomas is the one who had, I think he had a wrestling match with Dick Allen later on. This is 59. I think Frank Thomas starts out here. Frank Thomas, I believe, ends up with the Mets in 62, and then eventually goes to the Phillies, where he has the wrestling match with Dick Allen, and then after that he's released like the following day. he was goading Dick Allen, using racial slurs, and Dick Allen was just not going to have it at this point in the late 60s, mid to late 60s. So he's up now with Gus Bell at first base, 2 outs. Warren Spahn checks in with Crandall for the sign. He's set to pitch. His jaw tightens as he gets the sign. Catcher sets his target, and here's the pitch. He deals. And that's going to be a 51. That's going to be an error. Check on a 13. He's going to go to first base. First baseman is Adcock, and Adcock will make that play to end the inning. He will flip it he will feed it to Spahn coming over to end the inning. So Warren Spahn leads off the top of the 6th inning. We're keeping him in. Warren Spahn had 21 complete games. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a error. Check on the shortstop, an 11, Roy McMillan. Roy McMillan, shortstop, is a 5 error, so he'll make that play. Throws over to first for the first out. So Spahn is retired. Next up is Mantilla. Pitch from Nuxhall at 26, and that is check swing, and that's over the head of the third baseman Jones for a base hit. So Mantilla with 2 little CNI Blue Texas League style hits, and he's on at first for the big guns coming up. Eddie Matthews bats from the left side, and then Hank Aaron bats from the right side. And at any point here, these pitchers are going to be replaced. So, I could even go right now and just let me take a quick peek at what's what here in the bullpen. Even though I may pull, well, I probably will pull Nuxhall for Aaron and bring in a righty. I'm going to pitch to Eddie Matthews. So Nuxhall prepares to come home, focuses in on the target, and catcher's ready. He deals, and that's a snake eyes. That's going to be it's going to be base hit. Lines one to right, played by Bell on a hop. Let's see how far Mantilla goes. Mantilla, there's going to be a chance for an assist here. And who is in center field? It was hit to right center field. Pinson. Let's see Pinson's assist rating in center field. It's a 3, so we're going to roll. 1, 2, 3. He's out at third, and he is safe at third. So we got first and third now, and only 1 out. So the tying run is 90 feet away for Hank Aaron. And this is where we're going to pull Nuxhall right here. We're going to bring in, let's see, who, 42. Ooh, this guy's got 42. We only did 37. Acker, 29, 32. He's to his limit almost. 15, 17. This guy has a way to go here. Pena and also Lawrence. So we're going to bring Pena in. Let's grab Pena. Try to use the guys that haven't been used that much. Orlando Pena will come in for Nuxhall. He's a right-hander. Will face Aaron. What kind of stuff will he have? That's a good question. We don't know. And he will have his B stuff. So Pena with his B stuff will come in and face Aaron. I was thinking of a mod of just making a pitcher, an A pitcher for the first batter he faces. I thought that would be interesting. That's kind of like what Appa does. And then after that he goes to whatever, then you roll and see what grade. That kind of would push people to kind of go to the bullpen a little bit more, knowing they're going to get an A pitcher out of it. Here's Aaron. Steps in the box with runners on first and third, only 1 out. They're going to be playing the infield in here. Just want to hold Mantilla at third with 1 out. It is the 6th inning, so I am going to play the infield in. I won't play the middle halfway for the double play, because I really want to keep that run from scoring. Although with this type of offense, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do just that. I'm gonna try to get the double play up the middle and hold the corners in. And here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 64. It's an out. It's a ground ball to the shortstop. So this could be a double play. Depends on various factors, right? I think it's the second baseman's arm on 15 from a righty. It is going to depend on the second baseman Temple. Let's see what kind of arm Temple has. He has an A arm. An S arm, excuse me. He doesn't. He has a weak arm. So it's going to be a 6-4 fielder's choice. The run will score. That is the that's basically what we didn't want to happen. But what can you do on a 15? It's not gonna pull unless you have a really good infield offense. You're not going to be able to turn a double play on that. And that's the result of the gamble. What are you going to do? All right, so Aaron picks up an RBI. He's at first, and here's Joe Adcock with 2 outs. Here's a pitch, and that is a 15, which will be a pop-up left side. Willie Jones, and calls for it in fair territory, and he makes the catch. So that retires the side, but the Braves tie it up. Willie Jones steps in the box. He's a right-handed hitter. Today, how did Willie Jones do so far today? Willie Jones so far today is 1 for 2 with an RBI. And Warren Spahn still in there. So far, he's going for his 6th inning, his 6th pitching inning. It's 5 so far, allowed 4 runs. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a 32, which will be a fly ball, left center field. Pafko on the run, and Pafko comes up with it. So, turned on the Jets and picked that one. Good job by Andy Pafko in left field. Here's McMillan now, Roy McMillan. And the pitch, and that's a 31. That's bounced through the hole. Pafko picks it up, throws it into Logan. And McMillan is on at first. Dutch Dotterer, not a good hit and run guy. He's going to swing away the pitch. And a 36 will be a ground ball second base. This may be a double play. Unless he's a second base weak arm. Mantilla does have a weak arm, so it's be a fielder's choice. It's going to be a fielder's choice. Yikes. So it's a 4-6 fielder's choice. And it's Dutch Dotterer with the reliever Pena coming up. And I don't know, does Pena have... Pena played in 46 games, so he may have his own card. So let's quickly check, take a look at that. Otherwise I'll use the generic card. And I hope all you Fall Classic Baseball guys are out there and enjoying this replay. Orlando Pena is up, so I do have a card for him. That's a nice thing about the game. And Warren Spahn now with 2 out, 1 on. Pena, not a bad hitter. Didn't pick up many hits, but does have some walks. Did have 5 walks and 34 bats. Here's the pitch to Pena. 42, which is actually a fly ball to left. And Pafko is under it to retire the side. So far, Spahn, basically 4 earned runs in 6 innings, 2 strikeouts and a walk. Allowed 1 home run. That was really the one that hurt. Now I'm pushing Spahn because all my relief pitchers, I guess throughout the season I really used my relief pitchers and didn't push the starters that much. I'm not keeping track of batters faced. I'm just kind of going. I know that I'm on the verge of pulling Spahn. I already pulled Nuxhall, and I'm on the verge of pulling Spahn. I realize that, but I need Spahn to give me some innings here. I want to minimize my use of the bullpen since they're kind of overused, and you can see that here. Let's see if I can't. When Spahn comes up, I will show you how the bullpen's pretty beat up. So I'm in the middle of August here, so I want to kind of, for the next 6 weeks of the season, I want to really kind of push the starters to go a little bit deeper and to maybe give me some complete games. So I'm kind of moving off from the batter's face, but of course I'm going to play it realistically. I'm going to be looking, once they hit, you know, a combination of 4 runs and 8 hits, or 4 runs and 9 hits, once they arrive, they get to like the 12 or 13 point mark, which is where they would be in like a game like Deep Drive, and makes sense. You know, I usually go, not for everybody, of course. Some players will be less, some players will be more. Depends. Not much more, of course, but for example, I'll look at the number of innings and the number of complete games. If you're a guy that completes lots of games, hey, I'm going to give you a little bit more leeway. If you're a guy that has no complete games or 2 complete games, then I'm going to just pull you right away. So it all depends on the, you know, the pitcher itself. So here's Del Crandall. He steps in the box. He's a right-handed hitter. He will be facing the righty Pena, Orlando Pena. Pena was 5-9 that season with 5 saves, and he's ready and deals, and that's a 55. So that's going to be a drive, and that's down the line into the corner. Crandall is digging for 2. Frank Thomas picks it up. The throw to second base, the tag by Temple, and he is out. No save. Temple drops the ball. It rolls out of his glove. And Crandall, he tried to scoop it, a short hop it, and when he tagged him, Crandall came up with the spikes high and knocked the ball loose. And Crandall is safe with a leadoff double. Holy smokes. And Crandall is an average runner, so we're not going to pinch run for him. Here's Johnny Logan, always a potentially dangerous hitter with 283, 11 home runs. So Orlando Pena, and they're gonna walk Logan here. Just got a good feeling about walking him. We'll set up a double play. Here's Bill Bruton. He's a good bunter. So he will square away. Now let's see what happens, and that's going to be a good bunt. Right back to Pena, but he's going to look at second and decides to go to first, so it's a sacrifice hit to the pitcher. That puts runners on second and third now. And it's Andy Pafko. Pena versus Pafko. Pafko here on the top of the 7th. Not a great hitter, but we're going to let him bat. You know what? We're going to pull Pafko because he's really good against lefties. We're going to bring in a guy named May. Lee May, and his name is spelled M-A-Y-E, so he's got that E at the end, but I believe it's still pronounced May, but correct me if I'm wrong, because this is definitely not my error or my team's. I just got sucked into this by somebody else that was doing it, and I said, oh, let me do it, because there's a lot of complaints about how the Braves are doing. The Braves are doing pretty good for me. They got a winning record, so I can't complain. So Lee May is going to come in, and then he's going to take over in left field. Not a great outfielder, but he will take over out there. He comes up with second and third. The left-hander, he really hits righties well. We may walk him as well to face the top of the order, Mantilla, and then Matthews. We don't want to face Matthews. That's the guy we want to avoid. So I think we're going to face May here. So Orlando Pena. You know what? I'm missing a lot of dice. Hold on. Let me grab something here. Hold on. Here it is. Okay, so climbs on the mound and rubs the ball. A foot on the rubber. He looks home. Gets the sign. He wheels and deals. And that's a 32 on May's card. And that will be an out. What kind of an out? It's a fly ball to center field. To Pinson in center field. Runners on second and third, and I rolled a 2 there, and that's F or A will tag up. So tagging up is Crandall. Here comes the throw from Pinson, the tag by Dotterer, and he is safe. So the Braves have taken a 5-4 lead on a sacrifice fly by the pinch hitter Lee May. And next up is going to be Warren Spahn. He will bat for himself against Orlando Pena with 2 outs. And here's Pena, sets and deals a 61. Struck him out, and that ends the inning. But the Braves come up with a big run, and they lead it by a score of 5-4. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Johnny Temple's up. Leadoff hitter, bats from the right side. Temple today, what has he done today? He is 2 for 3 today. And here's the pitch from Spahn, and that's going to be a 41 and a 7. That's lifted to left center field. May over, and May makes the catch. So he comes in to play outfield, and immediately he gets some action. Here's Veda Pinson, the left-handed hitter. Pinson is 1 for 2. And the pitch, it's a 54, and that is going to be line base hit. And will there be an error on May? Most likely a 4. That's going to be an error on May, I think, and it is. So it's a single and an error on the left fielder who just came in. 2 times the ball's been hit to him. Gus Bell with a runner on second base. Pitch from Spahn, and that's a 61. Struck him out. Bell doesn't offer, and Spahn gets the call. Bell doesn't like it. Here's Frank Robinson and Frank Thomas. I'm going to walk Frank Robinson intentionally, something I don't normally do, but I'm going to pitch to Frank Thomas, who hits 100 points less than Robinson. So Spahn is going to step down from the mound, pick up the rosin bag. Out to talk to him is going to be Del Crandall. So they're going to have a conference. And basically a word from our sponsor, Schlitz Beer. Schlitz Beer, the beer that that refreshes and inebriates. Don't drink and drive. So okay, we're ready to go. Here's Spahn facing Frank Thomas. What did Frank Thomas do today? There's 2 outs. Tying run is at second base. And Spahn has allowed 10 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. And Thomas today is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. So let's see if we can get him again here. See what happens. This is probably his last batter. If he doesn't get Thomas, he's going to get pulled. And I hate to pull a pitcher right now in the 7th inning because I don't have anybody to go. Oh, I promised I was going to show you that, right? All right, so only McMahon I could probably only bring in McMahon. This guy's almost, Giggy is almost done. He's got 12 and 13 was what he did that season. Then I got Jay, 12 and 15, but he's tired. He pitched, I think, yesterday. I got Rush I can bring in. He's got 5 potential appearances. Toadbridge is done, 16 for 16. Wiley is 10 for 11. He's pretty much done. I can bring in Pizarro, and I can bring in McMahon. So I'm okay. All right, so this will probably be his last batter. Here's a pitch to Frank Thomas. Everything's in the dice, whatever the dice tell us. And that is going to be a ground fly ball, center field. Bruton steps in a couple, and he's there, and that retires the side. Whoa. Just got out of that one. Still, we hold on to the lead 5-4. Top of the 8th. Mantilla leads off. Felix Mantilla versus Orlando Pena. Pena can go a long way. I look at his card and it says batters face 16, so he can go a long way. So I'm not looking to pull him. If he gets in trouble, I will. So here's the pitch to Mantilla. Not a great hitter, 32, and that's going to be a fly ball. Center field. Pinson under it, makes the catch, 1 away. Eddie Matthews, how's he doing today? Eddie Matthews is 2 for 4 today. And Aaron is 1 for 2. Here's the pitch to Matthews. The always dangerous Matthews on a 12 is going to be ball 4, another walk to Matthews. Matthews had a ton of walks, had 80 walks. And here's Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron steps in the box. He is 1 for 2 today with a walk. And an intentional walk. I believe he walked once and he was intentionally walked once. Let me double check that. Yeah, he had 2 walks. One of them was intentional. And here's the pitch from the righty Orlando Pena. And that's going to be a 55. And that ball is a drive in the gap. And that's going to split the outfield and roll to the wall. That's a short double. Let's see what happens with the runner at first. He will stop at third unless there are 2 outs. So he will stop at third with a double by Aaron. Just missed a home run again. Man, that 55, 1 to 8 is a home run. I never get it. I always roll higher. So he's just bad luck in this replay. Joe Adcock. Some players, have a good card, but it's just bad luck, man. For example, I have Eric Davis for my 1990 replay, who has a home run 66, and man, he's got like 24 home runs already, you know. And Aaron really struggles with the home runs because when it's a 65, it's usually against the pitcher who doesn't give up home runs, you know, or very few home runs. So he always rolls higher than that. And then when it's his 55 result, it's a 1-8, and I always roll higher than that as well. 66, it's an automatic home run, but anyway, here's Joe Adcock. He had 39 home runs. Adcock had 25 home runs and 400 at-bats. He had 39 home runs and 600 at-bats, so he should be hitting home runs all the time. All right, here's Adcock. Adcock, who's having a really good season, is right on target in terms of stats. Adcock batted .292 with 25 home runs. He's got 17 home runs and batting .302, so he's where he should be. So second and third, we're going to pull Pena here. We're going to pull Pena. Adcock is a righty. We're going to go to another righty. Let's look for somebody that hasn't been used all that much. Hasn't been used up. Here's O'Toole. Oh no, he's going to start soon. We'll go to Lawrence. Try to finish the game with Lawrence. I don't know his first name. I'll have to check his first name. Brooks Lawrence will come in. He had a 1.4. Not a good whip. Let's see what kind of stuff he has here. Wow. Okay. So he will have a B. He will have his B stuff. Lawrence will come in to face Adcock. You know what? And why don't we just walk Adcock? There's only one out. We're going to intentionally walk Adcock to face Crandall. Hopefully it's into a double play. Here's a pitch. And that's a 14. Ooh, I thought that was going to be what the doctor ordered, a 13. He's another righty. So that's going to be second base S or A. Temple, I think, was a W, right? That's what we said. Temple was a W second base. He is. So he's not going to, it's going to be a fielder's choice to the shortstop, 6'4". That's all they can get. A run comes in. The run comes in again. It's 6-4 now. Now the whole infield is in. Oh, there's two outs. Okay, so the infield backs up now, and it's going to be Lawrence versus Logan. And the pitch, it's a 53 with a 6. That's a range play, and that will be a hit to right field. Right fielder is Bell. What kind of right fielder is Bell? That's on the range. I rolled a 6, so that's pretty low. He should be able to catch this one. It's a drive in the gap, a looping liner. Will Bell get there? And he does with a 9. He makes the running catch. Gus Bell flashing the leather. That ends the inning, but the Braves pick up another run. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Willie Jones. Willie Jones today. Jones. What are you doing? 1 for 3 with an RBI. Followed by Dotterer, 0 for 3, and Nuxhall is out, so it'll be Lawrence. And here's a pitch from Spahn, who's still in there. And the 36 will be a bouncer to second base, scooped up by Mantilla. Sidearms at the first for out number 1. They easy ground out for the first batter. And here's McMillan, Roy McMillan. And Roy McMillan with a 63, and he drives one to right field. Aaron on the run, and Aaron with a nice running catch. So Roy McMillan went the other way with it and sent it in the gap. And it was Aaron who ran it down. Nice pick, Hank Aaron. And here's Dutch Dotterer now, who's 0 for 3 today. Steps in with 2 outs. And it's Spahn who gets set to work on him. He has the look of determination on his face. Catcher ready to receive. Pitcher set to go. Winds and deals. And that's a 45, which will be a ground ball to short. Scooped up by Logan. Over to first, and that retires the side. Top of the ninth. Here comes the the Braves with leading off with Bill Bruton against Brooks Lawrence. Bruton today, how's he doing? Bruton today is 0 for 2, batting .292. And the pitch, that's a 22. That is lined and fly ball left field. Thomas on the run, and Thomas makes the catch. Lee May is up. Pitch with a 46 and a 13 here at that'll be popped up. Foul ground. He's a lefty, so that's going to go to left side, excuse me. And a fly out that's caught by Jones near the stands for out number 2. Warren Spahn is up next. Spahn will hit for himself. We're looking for that complete game victory. Man, that would be great. Here's a pitch. And a 22 will be a fly ball to right. Gus Bell under it. Squeeze it for out number 3. All right. So here we got Lawrence leading off here in the bottom of the 9th. We're going to see a pinch hitter for him. It's going to be the righty Costco's. Or the Costco's for your pizza. I heard they had good pizza at Costco's and good chicken. Cheap chicken, cheap pizza. Ed Costco to lead off here. Costco batted .283 with 2 home runs. Doesn't have a lot of power, but that's not what the Reds need right now. They need a base runner. So here's the pitch from Spahn. Doesn't walk very many, and he's not going to walk anybody here. That's cracked to left, and May under it, and he's under it for the catch. So 1 down. Next up is Johnny Temple. Spahn wants to avoid getting to the big boys, getting to the big guns in the lineup. So he wants to get the next 2 batters. He wants to get Temple and Pinson. He doesn't want to get to Bell, Robinson, and Thomas because they can jack one out of the park with 1 swing of the bat. And Spahn doesn't want to get that. And Spahn is not. He knows he's not going to get that deep into this lineup. So he's got to take care of business right here in the next 2 batters because he's not going to go more than. He's not going to be given much more of a chance here. He's probably not going to walk anybody because he's very, very has excellent control, but he may give up a hit or 2. Let's see what happens. We want to avoid the 34s and the 31s. Here's the pitch to Johnny Temple. Temple today, how's he done? Temple today is 2 for 4, so he's been hitting well. And the pitch, and that's going to be a 14. That's going to work out, and that's going to be bounced to third. Charging is Matthews, bare hands. It fires to first in time. Great play by Matthews. Eddie Matthews at third base is really flashing that leather. He picked it for sure. Nice play by Eddie Matthews. And there's 2 outs. The Braves lead at 6-4. The Braves with 6 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. The Reds with 4 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Up comes Vada Pinson. Vada Pinson has a good card. He batted .316. Had 200 hits that season. And Pinson today is 2 for 3. So he's been giving Spahn. The first 2 batters have been giving Spahn fits. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 52, a potential error on the ground to third base. Matthews, I rolled a 5. That's pretty low. Matthews is going to boot it. And that's a 1-base error, so that keeps the Reds' hopes alive. It's going to be an E5. And that brings up Gus Bell, who hit 19 home runs, batted .293. And Spahn is in the early throngs of fatigue right now. And this is where, with 2 outs, we wanted to get that 1 more batter. Let's see what happens. So Spahn gets set to work. He has that look again of determination on his face, and the catcher is ready. Pitcher's set to go, and Spahn brings it. And a 45 will be a rips one and caught by Adcock, and that's the ball game. L3. And that ends the inning. That ends the game. And we're going to take a quick peek at the box score before we shut down, because otherwise there's no going back. Make sure we made all the right changes. Spahn completes the game. That's excellent. We really needed him to do that. And but he did give up a ton of base runners. Just struggled with the hits. Man, gave up 10 base hits. Only 2 walks, but 10 base hits. Holy smokes. And the walks came off the batter card. They didn't come off the pitcher card at all. So that's a line, and that ends the game. And the winner is Spahn. He's 10-8. Orlando Pena is 3-5. The MVP is Warren Spahn. Mantilla, Matthews, and Aaron all had 2 hits. Adcock 1 for 3, hit his 17th home run. McMillan hit his 6th home run. And Temple and Pinson had 2 hits for the Reds. And that's it, guys. Let's look at the next game. Let's play off the rest of this day. Oh, we got a doubleheader. I just look at that. Burdette against Hook. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds exciting. All right, well, thanks for watching. This is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. I will see you guys very, very soon. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Click on that little bell so you're notified. And also join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group and all its affiliated groups, including the Fall Classic group as well. And I will see you guys very soon. Take care.